if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're spot on. Liverpool need a new superstar, and Trabzonspor have got one. Again, hope it goes.
I think he can be playing in Serie A. That's the level. Turkey for me feels like a level too low to me.
It's not quite as far as going to the Saudi Pro League. I think it's a step up on that, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel great.
That's it in terms of the Premier League. There'll be no team in Italy that could pay what Mo Salah's looking for.
Clubs. Now, I saw Jamie Carragher arguing on the Ramble this week that he thought he might end up in Serie A, but for me, that was never on the table.
Yesterday, I think it was 25,000 come out to watch him pull on the shirt and talk about being a new Trabzonspor player. So
fair to him. And I suppose, JJ, this is the Turkish Super League throwing down the gauntlet again, saying that we're a big league in Europe.
Bu seslerin hepsi İngiliz. Hepsi aynı hafta aynı konuyu konuştu. Salah Trabzonspor'a imza attı ve İngiltere bunu kendi seyircisine açıklamaya çalıştı. Beceremedi. Biri ligimiz için bir seviye düşük dedi. Bir diğeri Suudi Ligi'nden bir tık yukarısı dedi. Abone olun. Çünkü hesabı sonunda yine onlardan biri yaptı.
As every Scouser knows, Andy, there was a miracle in Istanbul once upon a time. And many Scousers expected their former talisman Mo Salah to be heading for another miracle there. He has gone to Turkey, but let me do this in my best Scouser. Trabzonspor, who are they?
I think when we put a post out when Salah left, actually, I think I'll go down. I was like, where do you think Mo was going? I don't think one reply was Trabzonspor.
I am. If you told me when Mo Salah did that announcement video that he's leaving Liverpool, if you told me to name 20 possible next destinations, I wouldn't have said them.
Trabzonspor, how far down the list of interested parties would you have stopped at Trabzonspor? You're talking dozens, aren't you, at the very least? So
yeah, this is very, very strange. I'm not quite sure what's happened.
Şimdi asıl mesele. Bunu söyleyen sıradan bir yorumcu değil. Liverpool'un efsane stoperi. Kulüp tarihinde en çok maça çıkan ikinci isim. Jamie Carragher.
I never believed he was going to go to Saudi.
Right.
Because, number one, he's too good for that.
How good do you still think he is?
I think he can be playing in Serie A. That's the level. Turkey, for me, feels like a level too low to me. Yeah, exactly.
Still get that is amazing.
And I was convinced he'd end up at like AC Milan or, Juventus or something. And I thought, and he can still do this in Turkey, by the way, but I thought he'd still sort of want to play at a real prestigious club, so you go to an, as I say, AC Milan, Juventus, whoever it may be, still playing in the San Siro, still playing in big games, still playing in Europe. And for me, Turkey just feels like, I don't know, I think he's better than that.
I do too.
Of course, I wish him all the best. I would have liked to have seen him go to maybe a more prestigious club or more prestigious league. There was interest in Italy, undoubtedly. At the very least, play in the Champions League. I thought that was the big appeal. A bit of a shame to me that he's going to a league that is a bit of a drop down. It's not quite as far as going to the Saudi Pro League. I think it's a step up on that, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel great. Everyone at Liverpool will wish him well. I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as saying it doesn't quite sit right with me, but it just doesn't quite feel like the move that I expected him to make. Maybe that's the best way of putting it. But anyway, best of luck.
Peki, bir soru. Carragher onu Milan'a ya da Juventus'a gönderiyor. O kulüpler bu maaşı ödeyebilir miydi? Aynı ülkeden bir başka yorumcu oturup hesabı yaptı.
That's it in terms of the Premier League. There'll be no team in Italy that could pay what Mo Salah's looking for, so that rules out that league. There will be one team in France, but they don't need him in PSG. There'll be a couple of teams in Spain. Barcelona don't need him. They've got Lamine Yamal on that side. Real Madrid are looking for someone younger. Obviously, they've been looking at Elise, Diamande, because that's what Salah was on at Liverpool. And Salah's not going to take a pay cut. He's like, well, no, you're getting me for free. You're not having to buy me, so this is cheap for you. But clubs just simply can't afford that. Trabzonspor clearly can. Or maybe he was offered 1-year deals of clubs.
Now, I saw Jamie Carragher arguing on the Ramble this week that he thought he might end up in Serie A. But for me, that was never on the table. He's been there, done that. He's proved he can be great in Serie A. Turkey, players are almost always paid after tax. He's getting like a 50% pay rise from that massive deal at Liverpool. So this is a deal, or a Turkish Super League deal, as we've said before, is a deal that you can't get anywhere in Western Europe, basically. You know, it's either go to Saudi and get a bit more, I think it's fair to say, or get a lovely raise and stake
Europe. Despite this, the Turkish league is considered to be 9th in the UEFA coefficient. The facts don't lie, do they?
No. And I think, you know, we can look at it and people are shocked at him going to Turkey. I don't think they should be shocked by that bit at all. Because the reality is, you look at like the caliber of players that have gone there over the last couple of years. And it all started with Mauro Icardi. But now you look at prime players going there. Victor Osimhen.
And look, this isn't no diss to the Turkish league. A lot of great players over the years have gone to the Turkish league. And not even when they've fallen, even at their peak. Victor Osimhen's there and he's, I think, at the peak of his powers. He's one of the best number 9s.
He'll be in the Europa League. The Turkish league is a decent enough one, isn't it? Liverpool have seen that up close with a couple of games against Galatasaray last season. Can be strong teams in that league.
We are seeing exactly why Turkey and the Turkish Super League is turning into a real hotspot for top European players now. If they want to be competitive.
And I suppose, JJ, this is the Turkish Super League throwing down the gauntlet again, saying that, you know, we're a big league in Europe.
Out. I know certainly from my personal point of view, looking at France's chances, Lyon have made a pretty disastrous start in their first leg of their qualifier. We'll see how it pans out in the second. Crucially, they'll be playing at home, but that's potentially some ground that can be made up by some of those countries, including Turkey on France. So I definitely think you can see, you can feel the ambition that these Turkish clubs have in trying to overhaul some of these countries. I think there's other nations that are pretty well placed in terms of the UEFA coefficient at this moment in time who might find themselves in a tricky spot depending on how.
Ve sonra Trabzon'daki görüntüler geldi. Havalimanı, meydan, stat. O görüntüleri yorumlayan biz değiliz. Liverpool'un en büyük taraftar kanalı, 578.000 aboneli, Redman TV.
And absolutely have they gone big on it, judging the social media scenes yesterday. I think it was 25,000 come out to watch him pull on the shirt and talk about being a new Trabzonspor player. So.
Yeah, and he got the traditional sort of Turkish fan welcome, didn't he, from at the airport? And you know, he's seemed happy, smiling. It'd be nice for him. Just he closes the book a little.
But it would have been easy just to go to Saudi Arabia and play in front of half-empty stadiums and be the biggest star in an Arabic-speaking country. Where I'm glad, like you, that he hasn't gone to Saudi Arabia, and I think that is a testament to Mo Salah that he's gone to a competitive team in a competitive league with an ambition to go and win. He isn't.
What do you reckon?
Well, let's just start with I really respect him for making it because I think Mo wants to go somewhere and elevate that team. He still sees himself as a difference maker and he wants to be a hero wherever he rocks up next. And, you know, luckily for Trabzonspor fans...
Trabzon have clearly made a convincing pitch. And like I said, it's a huge club, actually, that has recently been a champion of Turkey and which has an amazing...
It's on the coast. But... Yeah, we went there, and the rare event for the press is that we got invited to a lunch by the Turkish press.
Yeah,
the day of the game. So the game's kicked off at 8 o'clock, and so we had this lunch about 1. And then as we were there, we were halfway through the meal, and he went, right, let's have a game of press against you. We've got the Trabzon Academy.
Maybe not the case. It does feel like the competitive juices are still flowing in Mo Salah because he has not took the easy route there. He has gone to be an underdog in a team with... No, absolutely. I mean, you're spot on. Liverpool need a new superstar and Trabzonspor have got one. I can imagine within the next 4 weeks there'll be a lot of Trabzonspor kits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully he comes back and beats some English teams in it as well. That'd be fabulous. And if they qualify for the Champions League, you never know. He might one day reappear against Liverpool at Anfield, which would be weird. It would be very, very strange. But
Şimdi baştan bakalım. Carragher, Milan ya da Juventus dedi. Ama aynı ülkeden Eddie Oladipo oturup hesabı yaptı. İtalya'da o maaşı ödeyebilecek tek bir kulüp yok. Fransa elendi, İspanya elendi. Suudi Arabistan'ı zaten kendisi istemedi. Ve o maaşı ödeyen kulüp Trabzonspor oldu. Yani bir seviye düşük dedikleri lig, onu alabilen lig çıktı. 15 Ağustos Cumartesi, Kasımpaşa deplasmanı, saat 19. Salah ilk maçına çıkıyor. Ve o gün İngiltere yine izliyor olacak. Sizce ilk sezonunda kaç gol atar? Yorumlara yazın.